Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman Legacy and the DCU and the latest news, so if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so all of this today is coming from my good friend Daniel. I'm going to leave the link in the description below to his Patreon. This is where the information is coming from, so shout out to Daniel for scooping all of this. But I have to say these are just rumors, nothing is 100% confirmed, but it makes a lot of sense because a lot of this has been previously reported and I trust Daniel, so he's a reliable source, but at the same time, you know, things can change and things won't always stay the same, so you might not see some of the certain characters we're going to talk about in today's video when Superman Legacy comes out. So yeah, like I said, this video is all to do with Superman Legacy, all to do with DCU updates, and so I'm going to keep you guys updated in this video. So first things first, let's go into the main piece of news in my opinion, and that is, according to Daniel RPK, Superman Legacy is set to film from March until July. So that is the kind of tentative shooting dates for Superman Legacy. For Superman Lois, we know we're coming back January 11th and then it's finishing April. So there's actually going to be a certain month, that being March up until April, where we're going to have two Superman shooting at the same time in different locations, which is just going to be kind of insane, to be honest. So you're going to see David Corenswet up in Atlanta in America, whilst also Tyler is going to be shooting in Vancouver in Canada. So I just thought I would mention that and throw it out there because I think that's going to be kind of fun. But yeah, so March is the supposed start date. I believe this was a start date that was reported a while ago, and this is just like confirming that's the tentative start date. And by tentative I mean it could change, it could be moved if anything happens, but that is for now when they're going to start. And then when they're ending is July, so that gives it a good 4 months of shooting in Atlanta. Now that's not to say that they're not going to do any reshoots or they aren't going to film other scenes in a different location, but for now that is the dates that we have, March till July for the Atlanta shooting in Georgia. And so that's when you can expect behind the scenes photos, behind the scenes videos. We'll get more of an insight into what's going on in the Superman Legacy film. Obviously right now we have an idea of what could be happening. We know there is some characters who are showing up from the Authority. We know Lex Luthor's in the film. We know Eve Tessmacher's in the film. We know that obviously we've got Superman, we got Lois, we got his family. Don't know if he's going to have kids in the film or not, but he's at a stage where he's basically a ready Superman and he's going to be facing off against some of these guys. And so in this video we're going to go over some of the casting roles that they are currently trying to cast right now as they ramp up pre-production ready to start filming in March. Currently when I'm recording this video we're at the start of December, so that means we are still a good while away from March, but it's not too far away, so they will definitely be going full steam ahead preparing the shoot. But the information we've got in regards to some of the roles that they're currently casting, we've got some characters from the Wildstorm universe. Obviously that was, you know, the different universe that was kind of separate from DC. They are casting the Doctor for the film according to Daniel, as well as Jack Hawksmoor. I'm sure some of you guys know these. And we got Steve Lombard, who they're also casting, and then we'll go into the other ones in a minute, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Doctor, Jack Hawksmoor, and Steve Lombard. Let's first start off with the Doctor, who, as far as I know, is the one from the Wildstorm universe. I could be wrong if this is a different Doctor, but this is the one that I'm thinking of. And so the Doctor was part of the High's team, and basically his goal and the team was to basically remove the structure of society itself. And so this Doctor, he's a good guy, but he's kind of unknown, like no one knows his actual identity, and basically he's a sorcerer, so he can do sorcery and he can phase, he can mind control, he can do all of that stuff, as well as, you know, some other powers which you guys can obviously find out if you read the comics. I'm not like fully aware of like the ins and outs of the character because I haven't read many issues with him. Same thing goes for Jack Hawksmoor. I would say he's more well known because he is the leader of the Authority in certain iterations of the comics, and basically he's the former president of the US, and he's appeared in Wildstorm comics, but also he's appeared in proper DC comics, and so he is this sort of like neo-human, that's how it's described online. Like, he isn't inside a proper human because his body is filled with like this sort of technology that grants him powers to connect to the cities of the world, and I guess that just makes him a good leader for the Authority. And as I said before, the Authority is going to be actually involved in this film, probably setting up the Authority film that James Gunn is currently working on. I don't know if he's directing it or not, but I guess you could describe him as a type of cyborg. And so basically there is a link between these two characters, of course, and that's the same people created them, that being Warren Ellis and Tom Rainey. So their connection just makes sense considering that they are trying to set up an Authority film, and we know in Superman Legacy there's going to be quite a few Authority characters. So you're going to be seeing Jack Hawksmoor, who is the leader of the Authority, in the film, and that is one of the current castings that they're trying to cast. And Steve Lombard is another character who's appeared in DC Comics quite a few times. The character actually was in Man of Steel, if you guys remember. He was played by Michael Kelly. He's been around for a long time, since the 70s, and he first appeared in a Superman issue in 1973. He was created by Cary Bates and also drawn by Curt Swan, so this is obviously quite a different character, more related to Superman. So this makes sense that he's going to be showing in the film. He was like originally this sort of workplace opponent for Clark, and so he's a Superman regular in the comics, so it's good to actually see that he's going to be involved. That means he's probably going to be there in the Daily Planet, and we definitely know we're going to get the Daily Planet in Superman Legacy, so he's going to be in those scenes with Clark and Lois, and I presume they both work there. Obviously it's different in Superman Lois, but traditionally they both work at the Daily Planet, so it makes sense that Steve Lombard will be there alongside other characters like Perry White. Apparently Daniel has said that they are looking for a person of color to play Perry White, which obviously follows on from Lawrence Fishburne's casting. I mean, they could bring back Lawrence Fishburne from Man of Steel, but I think he's trying to make it, you know, quite a bit different, but he was a great Perry White, and so they are currently casting Perry White, as we've heard quite a lot of times. Also, the rumor is that apparently Kurt Russell is in for Jor-El. I think he would make a great Jor-El. I love Kurt Russell, and that's not 100% confirmed yet. That is just currently like a rumor out there. But I think that's a interesting rumor that definitely could turn out to be true. And in terms of the other stuff that we got, we know that they're casting Mara and Pa Kent. I believe they were reported to be about maybe looking for 50s to 60s actors. So like that's the kind of age range. So that kind of gives you an idea of how old David Corenswet's Superman is supposed to be. Obviously we know David's age in real life, but obviously they can play him down in terms of age. We know this isn't like an origin story, so it's probably going to be more like the Batman in terms of like being a year 2 Superman or a year 3 Superman. So that means he's already got some experience, and we kind of just hop right into Superman Legacy, seeing Superman being himself rather than going through the origin story once again, which I think we're all a bit tired of at this point. But that's what's happening right there, and then we know that they are looking for minor roles in the government, so the government are going to play a part. Obviously that makes sense considering Lex is there, the Authority's there. It's all kind of related to the government quite a lot in the comics, in some stories, obviously not all stories, but also they're looking for minor characters who will play a part in the Daily Planet and Metropolis. So those roles are being cast right now according to Daniel. So yeah, that's kind of what we're hearing right now. One more thing I wanted to talk about was Dave Bautista. He's actually been going around and posting photos of him reading a script. We don't know what script it is. People are theorizing it's Superman Legacy, and that's all because he posted another photo of him actually having a meeting with James Gunn at the Warner Brothers lot. I guess that's where he was, and he's right there with James Gunn's parking spot. And then shortly after, he's posted an Instagram photo of him saying back to work with a script, and it's like this thick script. And so I'm guessing he's going to be involved in the DCU. It wouldn't surprise me if he was in Superman Legacy. I think Dave Bautista is actually a very good actor, and so I would like to see him in the DCU. And yeah, definitely Superman Legacy. I'm not sure who he could be, but I would definitely have him in the film, and that seems to be what he is teasing in his posts online, and he knows what he's doing. James Gunn knows what he's doing, and I'm pretty sure he gave him the go-ahead to do it, just to, you know, get people hyped and like start theorizing online. I think James Gunn is doing a very good job with getting people talking about the DCU, even like me. Like, I'm making videos on it because there is so many regular updates that we're getting insight, and we're kind of starting to form our own picture of what James Gunn and Peter Safran are trying to do with the DCU. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.